going on, ladies and gentlemen? We got you right here. We're in the KastKing booth, ICAST 2023. Guys, I don't know if you guys recognize this guy right beside me. This is the one, the only Skeet Reese, man. Skeet, welcome to the show. I've been wanting to have you on the live on normal Tuesday nights. We're going to get you on here pretty soon, but we got you on today, live from the KastKing booth. We got filming going on behind us, Tackle Warehouse, Amazon. I mean, all the big names. Tackle Direct has been coming by. We've had Omnia Fishing walking through, but we got you here, right now. I know we're on a time crunch. You got places to be. So, Skeet, how you doing today?
I'm freaking awesome. This is like, just being in the KastKing booth alone right now this week, or today, I should say, it's like electrifying. I mean, what's going on behind us with the new iREEL is like just crazy. Plus, I get to launch my new Icon reels. Look at these. Oh my God,
guys.
Look at those. Boom. Those are beautiful. Oh, you got some
right
too.
here.
Yeah,
we
look
got
at that.
it. You guys can get them too right now.
So Icon all aluminum reels, depending on the baitcaster spinning reel, but it's a $99 price point. Absolutely just looks. Oh, look at you! Boom!
Right there on the screen. They're live on Amazon right now.
It's not only a great performing reel, it's a great price point, and it's a great looking reel. So if I'm a little bit about style.
Oh, obviously, you've got a little bit of style in your little bravado you got going on there, man.
What's this? I don't know. This is really just a bet right now. Is what's going on.
What do you mean? Why you got to do that to me?
Oh, well, because you can't.
I can't. Well, one thing we can definitely say that you can do is you definitely get out there. You've been a stick in this business for a long time. We're honored to have you as part of Team KastKing. Today is basically the launch of his reels. Now, the spinning reel is not available just yet, but we're days away from it to hitting Amazon and soon to follow on KastKing's website. But as you can see right now, I've got it highlighted on the screen. The baitcaster is live. It is ready to go. Yeah. You guys can get it available on a right-hand and a left-handed model. Yep. Now, let's talk about it real quick and break it down. I mean, obviously, the first thing everybody's going to see is those Skeet Reese yellow knobs right there.
Signature yellow. That's the image is everything, but then it's got to perform really good. So that's what's great about this. 2-piece aluminum frame, 11 ball bearing, 7:2 to 1 gear ratio. Yep. This is just going to be like an all-purpose workhorse of a reel. So it's not super slow, but it's not super fast. So this really will do 90% of what I'm going to do on the water, competitive fishing. And this is what I'm fishing pretty much on everything. I use the deadbolt a little bit, but it's Icon casting and spinning is what I'm.
It's, you know what, I tell you, they are awesome. They're impressive. I love the color scheme. Now, for you guys right here, here's a little guy. We got Brian out here. He says he still fishes all your old poles right there.
Nah.
So, now, you've got some other stuff in development we can't get into too much, right?
Right, but it's coming soon.
Skeet's always got something going on. So now, for those of you who follow the KastKing lineup, if you guys loved the Armor X series, the Crixus Armor X series, and then, of course, if you love the Mega Jaws series, we have two great reels that have such a huge following. Yep. Skeet took some of and Al and a lot of the engineers got together, took some of those great designs and incorporated them into this new design that fits you, and you got it. You signed off on it. Yep. You critiqued it. You said it's great. So some of the features, like you already discussed, you have the aluminum chassis, very similar platform to what we saw in the Crixus Armor X. But now we took the braking system to the, let me pop this open and rotate here. This is the Automag braking system that you guys have seen before in the Mega Jaws series lineup of reels. So we've had two excellently fan favorite functional reels that basically had a baby in the form of Skeet Reese's baby. So,
I love that right there.
So this is one of your, I guess this is a legitimate child that you have out there now. So. If you will.
I don't even know where to go with that right now.
You don't even want to touch that one.
That's the next subject.
But you guys are definitely going to want to get your hands and touch this reel right here, and of course the spinning reel soon to follow. So again, $100 price point, $99.99 for this reel. You got an excellent carbon fiber drag system, 17.6 pounds of drag on the spinning, and then of course 18 pounds of drag in the bait casting, which is pretty awesome. Now in the spinning reel, which we have right here, it's boasting an aluminum frame with a carbon rotor. You got zinc alloy as well as brass pinion gears. And then, of course, the aluminum handle with that big, wide, bright yellow Skeet Reese colors that he's known for. Awesome system. You guys are going to definitely want to jump on this. Like I said, should be up on Amazon and the KastKing website really soon. We're days away from seeing this on Amazon, but the baitcaster is live right now, as you guys can see on the screen. So guys, definitely jump over there, check that out. It is such a killer system.
You guys will absolutely love this reel for.
Yes. Now, Skeet, I know that you're pressed for time. It's 4:06. Before I turn you loose, because I know you got a lot of places to hit, what are your thoughts on these guys right here? We're gonna beat this pony up. Two different models, guys. Two different models.
Wow.
So Skeet, you in your hands, you have the Auto Mag braking system with the CPU chip that shares data in the new iREEL. This one I'm holding, which I can definitely share, has two CPU processors. So you have two processor chips in this one in this one. Both will share one processor in similarity that shares analytics and data of what is happening. The other processor in this one controls the braking system. So for the full spectrum of the cast, it's going to do the work for you and make backlashes. Either model will reduce backlashes dramatically. So I'm going to trade you.
Okay.
Tell me what your first impressions are while I get this one ready to show the people out there.
My first impression is that we just took KastKing, just took fishing into the future.
Yeah.
With baitcaster reels. Yeah. So the analytics, what's available from an information standpoint it's unheard of. This is new territory. So being able to download the KastKing app, and now you can see like your speed, your gear ratio, or like the speed of your retrieve, the cadence of it. So yeah, you just go into his KastKing app now. And so not only do you capture all these analytics of your day fishing and what you can log into the app as far as how, where, when, how, why, and now you can start utilizing this. So if you're an IT person, you love analytics, you want to be able to study how every fish was caught exactly to a precise micro speed or whatever. I'm making words up right now, which is, but that's what I do. But this is amazing. But so from a braking standpoint and not being able to, there's no backlash. Like, all right, I'm pretty good, but I still backlash the crap out of reels.
It happens. I mean,
it does. I mean, it's like, stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean, you watch MLF anytime, the Bassmaster Elite Series.
I'm back here still doing this.
It happens. I mean, there's so many different things that cause a backlash. So when you get those people out there like, oh, you backlash? Amateur. Not even the greatest, and you're one of the greats out there on the water, they still have these troubles. They have these issues. It just happens. It comes with the territory from wind, rod issues, all kinds of different things. So these reels right here are going to electronically or through these, like the A&B system, like you guys have seen in previous models like the Mega Jaws Elite and the MG12, we have the Auto Mag braking system on this model, but on this model, it has an MCU chip that is going to control the full spectrum of that casting. So making backlashes and overruns dramatically reduced, and for a lot of great anglers, a thing of the past completely. So it's amazing technology, but now you have that data analytics. So you can look at rhythms, speeds, put things together, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. We opened Pandora's box and we're just barely scraping the surface.
This is what's gonna be exciting. There's so many places to go from here, and I'm sure that we will go from there.
Yes.
From here.
Now, speaking of having to go,
I do gotta go.
That 10-minute mark. Skeet, thank you so much for coming in. We're gonna get you on the show. We're gonna spend some more time down the road with you, but you got to go spend some time with some other people.
I do. So, hey, hope you guys enjoyed this. You are gonna love these new KastKing reels. AJ, appreciate it, bud.
Not a problem.
See ya.
Skeet, have a good one. Al? Alrighty, guys. So I apologize for the background noise. Obviously, we have some very loud things happening around us, so hopefully that's not over drowning it. What powers the chip? Okay, that's a great question to ask. So what we have is a rechargeable system in this reel. So let's say you go out and fish for 4 hours a day, you get 30 days of fishing on that charge. 8 hours a day, 15 days of fishing. So there's a lot of time that can be spent on one charge. Now, a lot of other people go, well, it's electronic, and electronics hate water. The great thing is this is an IPX6 rating, so this thing is very water resistant. Some will say waterproof. I hate saying that because submarines are waterproof, and they have failures too, don't they? So, but this thing has that IPX6 rating, which is fantastic. Now, just over to my shoulder, a lot of these guys are on time schedules. You're on one as well, so I don't want to burn up too much of your time. But we got James Elam in the booth, another MLF pro. We had Skeet Reese. James, we're going to shift gears. We're going to come back to this, you guys. The iREEL, we'll get your opinion on it. But first, what you have in your hands launched last week, the new Sage rods. Tell me what's going through your mind and what you're thinking of these new rods.
So I've been looking at these rods for a long time, ever since I think we had the Red Crest, or maybe it was at the Bassmaster Classic. We had these in the booth, and I've been waiting to get my hands on these, and finally they're out. I'm going to have some probably in a week. But this is the new Sage series. Obviously, as you can see, they're all white, kind of a creamish white color. Really unique to this rod is we have AAA cork with a just an EVA inlay that kind of give it a little bit of styling, and it gives it just a really neat feel of flexibility and everything. So we've got that. We've got carbon fiber with a little bit of a metal end cap part to it. Yep. So that kind of adds some strength and everything, and it's gnarled, so you get the grip, to tighten it down. So
definitely.
You're always taking these rods and reels off and, checking them and going back and forth. And the Fuji reel seats, the Fuji guides, I really like the keepers on these things.
Yeah, drop shot style keeper on there.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not sure if this is titanium. It looks like titanium.
Okay.
That's the only thing I don't know. But it's really strong, and it's something that, it's going to be good for a drop shot or any treble hook bait or any.
If you want to maybe put it in front of the camera as much as possible without jacking it, you can see it here. There we go. So maybe rotate it. You guys can see that drop shot keeper there.
Yeah.
There it is right there. So that is a beautiful drop shot keeper. It is flexible enough. It's very strong. But I've noticed on some rods, and I'm sure you've seen this too, where they're smashed all the way down against the blank when you first get them, and you have a hard time getting hooks and different keepers in there. You can easily bend this up, not too crazy, bend it up and get big EWG hooks and things like that, or just drop your drop shot in there. Very awesome setup. So you got Fuji components.
We've got, so the way I've been explaining, I'm not really the big rod tech builder guy, but this is an IM9 graphite rod, and this is a very thin, light, crisp rod that before, this is a special manufacturing process that with the way they extrude or pressurize the graphite, it makes it super strong to where this is a manufacturing process basically that hasn't been able to be done before. And normally this rod would be unbuildable.
Right.
But with this special manufacturing process, we're able to, get this done. And this is a really, really nice filling rod.
Yeah, definitely through that nano resin technology.
Yep.
And basically what he's talking about is when you layer all those different layers to them, you get gaps and things like that nature, which I've covered on the shows previously. But those nano resins, with the extreme amount of pressure, we can force those super small resins into those microscopic areas. It fills in those gaps, makes it stronger and that much more sensitive, guys. So, I mean, it's a superb setup on here. James, I don't know what time you got to depart. You've been on for about 3-4 minutes. It feels like we're trying to rush things. I don't want to rush you.
Oh, no, I'm there for a little bit more.
Too.
We can
Cool.
talk. I mean, I got a Mega Jaws Elite spinning reel on here. That's my favorite spinning reel. That's what I paired up with. This is kind of a lot of these actions that were coming out within the Sage series mirror a lot of the Speed Demon actions. But this one in particular is kind of special. It's something that I wanted, just a 7-foot medium action spinning rod.
Okay.
Because I can use this for everything I do with a spinning rod, but this is something I'm going to use 90% of the time. So I'm really excited for this one in particular spinning rod. And this is the reel I'll put on it, the 2500 or 3000 series.
Braid ready.
Braid ready.
Or you can run your monos, your fluoros. That'll work either way too.
But yeah, dude, I want to take this home with me.
Definitely. Now we've got questions coming up like how much will they cost? That's kind of a vague question, so I'm not sure if that's a rod question or if that's some of the real questions. So the rod, go ahead and cover that one.
So the rod, these are going to range from 129,
149.
I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe 139 to 159. No, 149.
149 and up. And then, of course, links and actions can change. So it depends on some of them. We'll have to verify that, but we'll say this. They're at least starting 139. We will confirm that for you. So, but 139 and up, I want to say 149 and up, but it's within that ballpark of about $10. Sorry, there's so much happening at ICAST. It's hard to stay on focus. Now, if the question revolves around the baitcaster with the iREEL, the AMG version, the mechanical braking system, have you on soon. Just letting you know, almost your turn. We're getting there. So, okay. So, this is the AMG, the auto mag braking system, mechanical braking system. This one's going to come in at $299 of a price point. It still does the data analytics for all your. Oh, and another thing too, we'll get into that. Smart glasses that connect to it. So, Bluetooth earbuds, smartphone, iWatch, Android products. If you are hearing impaired and you're seeing some of this, or you're having somebody tell you later, you can Bluetooth it to your hearing aids. So pretty cool stuff. Lots of cool new technologies. This is going to be linked up to. But if you're looking for the two processor reel, the one that records analytics and the other one that also does the controlling of the casting, that one right there is going to go for not much more, $349. So those are some of the prices that you guys are probably interested in. So I'm going to throw it back to you. What's on your mind?
Oh, just the iREEL, man. I got to throw this reel yesterday on the water
Yeah,
for the first time.
that's right. You and I were hanging out a little bit playing with
Besides
it.
all the analytic, all the data, this is a great reel. You know, I was really impressed with the way it threw. The system, you know, the both braking systems. You know, the automatic force braking system that's inside of it. Also, you know, the magnetic manual clicker that we have on the outside. Just everything there with this. What do we call this guide system?
So that's the axis wing, and I'm glad you brought that up. That's going to be really hard to. Okay, so maybe get a little bit closer without bang. Okay, so now you guys see that big, large opening. He's actually got it like he's on a cast. Go ahead and close it like you're retrieving. So what happens is that big eye will actually turn like this, and they allow a small portion of line to come through and spool back up on the reel. But when you engage it to cast, you see how it just rotated open? It's going to allow that line to peel off fast, like to no resistance or anything like that. Now, a funny thing we're talking about, yep, right off. So James and I were hanging out, showing everybody at ICAST on the water this new innovative reel. But something happened that was an impromptu thing. Some young lady come over. She had an iREEL on a rod that we were playing. Next thing you know, her and James started having a casting competition. Gotta love ICAST. You never know what happens when you're live.
It must be happy hour.
Things go crazy.
It
So
must be
happy hour for sure over here. In distance speed against an elite who is a proven pro. So that was pretty cool to me.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I just sit around with the Bluetooth, paired up. You know, he had a speaker on. It's paired up to my reel. Just pulling out everything I was doing. You know, my casting speed, distance, how fast of a retrieve rate that I would, 1 to 2, 3 miles an hour. So if those features off, you could just select just feature them on. It's really neat, I thought, is just having all that options, and you can go back at the end of the day and analyze this. You know, never has been able to be done before. So,
so we
really,
might. Sorry, we. Be, hopefully more. We're back. We're gonna bring you. I have Wi-Fi bandwidth and all that fell. We had a ton of people over. I think they're up Wi-Fi. Robert, Governor Green, we got a KB, KastKing just all-star right here. Look at you, man, all gunned up and all KastKing gear. To say hello.
All right, yeah, just
on. He's got places to be.
Hi, folks. Bye, folks.
Robert, love you, man.
All right.
Britt, you got a minute? All right, so here we go. All right, in the studio, we have low bandwidth
today.
A lot of things. Right now, we make sure the broadcasting live. We've got with it, but working. Said you're back, so we're back. I apologize. We are back. We are rocking the best we can. We're going to try to hold in there with the Wi-Fi signal. I'm looking. It's still pretty weak. So, guys, bear with me. I apologize. We got to love it. Yeah, someone called the show and AJ got kicked offline. That happened. So, but, guys, we're back. We're going to run with it as best we can while we got Brent.
Yes,
you got places to
my
go
apologies. Too. Yes, it's busy time. And, yes, we wish the Wi-Fi was better. But, no, it's great. It's great being here at ICAST. You had mentioned about, my fishing. The fishing has kind of been ups and downs this year, but we've had some great events, and all we can do is build off of those great events and learn. What amazes me is after doing this for almost 30 years is how much I continue to learn in this sport, and I know I'm becoming a better angler, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's great. And that's the thing. Like every angler in the field of MLF will be at the top of the score tracker one day, and then completely at the bottom of the next. And then, of course, how are you liking the new format, which we call it new, but it's kind of the old format of the 5 fish.
Yes, I got to say, I was a little skeptical at first because I loved every fish counts. I can tell you with the way it is now, I'm a lot less stressed out at the end of the day because I have to catch 5 fish at the end of the day. I still think the way we had it before was the best angler was the guy that could go out and catch 43 pounders in a day instead of 4 3-pounders and a 5-pounder. But it is what it is. Things are a lot less stressful. The fans still seem to understand it and love it. So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
That's awesome. Now, I see you holding a reel. We've got all kinds of different reels we've got Mega Jaws Elite spinning, we've got Speed Demon spinning.
There's all kinds of new
we
stuff.
We got Kestrels. Yep. We saw Skeet's new reels. We've got Mega Jaws Elites, but you've got one in your hands, which is one of my particular favorites of all time.
Yes.
The new MG12 Brent. Tell me what you love and your first impressions of this thing when you got your hands on it.
I got to say, at first I was a little, not skeptical, but I'm like, I don't need that in the lineup. I've got, the Bassinator Elites. They do everything I need to do. I can throw little swim baits on the Bassinator Elite. I can throw a spy bait on 8-pound line, all that. Well, then the MG12 came along, and they're like, give it a try. And I put those same baits, little jerk baits on this reel right here. And it was absolutely amazing. A complete game changer. If you like to fish small finesse baits, a lot of people, my son will throw a little jerk bait on a spinning rod. I don't care for that. I like a casting reel. And I got to say, last few weeks ago up at St. Lawrence or Lake St. Clair, this is what I was throwing little jerk baits on, little finesse swim baits, that kind of stuff. This reel is an absolute game changer. I know that you hear that a lot
all the time.
But when it comes to fishing small finesse baits, this reel right here is truly a game changer.
And that's an important thing that you brought up. I mean, you have a lot of game-changing elements in this reel that started off with the Mega Jaws Elite, where that AMG braking system came in. Yep. That was a game-changing system for us. Then we invented the Kestrel with that super lightweight 4.4-ounce magnesium alloy frame that got incorporated in this. So now you have a game-changing design with that auto braking system that came out of the Mega Jaws. Then you have the chassis of the Kestrel, both incorporated into the MG12, larger handle, a couple other critiques here, creating a new game-changing package that changed the game for you. And you've already had a solid game, and you've proven that in your career.
Yeah.
But now you have another element, like you said, smaller profile baits, heavy wind, things like that. It's going to help you get those out there and step that up.
Well, I can say, we're headed to Saginaw Bay for our final BP event of the season. I will have a few more of these with me for that final event, just because it's such an awesome little setup.
Yeah, it's killer. Working for KastKing, I get a pretty decent discount. Yeah. And I can get my hands on Bassnators, on Mega Jaws Elites, on all kinds of ones. I fell in love with the MG12. I bought a bunch of them, put a bunch on my deck, and like you said, you're going to have a bunch more. I'm going to put a couple more probably on my deck. Now, let's talk about, before I turn you loose because you got places to go, what do you think of the new iREEL? There's so much to wrap up, and again, game-changing designs. We've got that AMG braking system also in the iREEL in the AMG version, and then now the electronic braking system that controls it, plus all the data analytics. Another realistic. This is no BS by any means. This is completely changing the game in the industry. Nobody else has it.
Well, I mean you're right. All I can say is I'm old school. A lot of this technology just baffles me, but the younger generation, my children's at my kids' age, they love this stuff. They love this technology. They know how to work it like it's a piece of cake. And all I can say is taking it and using it like a normal reel. This thing feels phenomenal. I mean, it feels like it's the best of the best reels. It's super smooth. And then if you incorporate this technology that they're talking about, it could be very, very valuable, even for a guy like myself. I mean, we're all, if I'm able at the end of the day to pull up and look on my phone and see that, I made 10,000 casts in a day, well, that just tells me I need to make 10,001 casts tomorrow.
And another thing,
but then the speed or whatever, the speed, the retrieve, all that stuff is super, super important.
So now
I'm impressed.
We could take we can make a spreadsheet with Brent Chapman's performance.
Yep.
And now you have these data analytics. Think of the movie Moneyball, where you could take, Brent is a pro, but he wants to be at the top of that score tracker even more. Yeah. So now at the end of the day, you could actually take these analytics from day one and go, at this time of day, this temperature, because of GPS and weather apps, I was getting strikes at this speed more. And then going into day two of the knockout round, or not knockout round, but of your first
round,
making that elimination round. Day two, he goes into it going, I was able to go back and look at my analytics. when nobody else in the field could possibly do that and see, okay, at this time of day, I actually picked up and didn't realize it and had some strikes here, and I could have actually missed or done this, and I could capitalize better.
Yep.
So then day 2, he could implement that. Then you make the knockout round. Maybe day 3, you can implement that. Maybe that could put you into the championship round and cash some $100,000
that's the one
checks.
thing at our level. Sometimes it's just minute little differences that make a world of difference in a tournament. And this is that, information that, if it helps me catch one more fish throughout the year, it's well worth it.
Yeah, excellent. We got an all-star actually in the comment section, Sandy Roberts.
Oh, hi, Sandy.
So, yeah, we all know that Sandy and Brent and family, we're all family together.
Yes,
So, hi,
exactly.
Sandy. Glad to have you.
Hi,
Tell Clay we
Sandy.
said hello. So, Brent, this is a big show. Of course, granted, we've got a lot of things. We got the smart glasses, all kinds of different stuff going on. There's a whole lot of cool things coming from KastKing. It's not slowing down. I know you got to get to a lot of other
Yes,
places.
absolutely.
Brent, I appreciate
Thank you.
Anything
Thank
you want to
the
say to
fans.
everybody before we
Just
leave?
thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow along. KastKing's at the top of their game here, and they're always coming out with new stuff, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Absolutely. Brent, you were our OG elite. I love you, man.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you having you
All right,
on.
thank you,
man.
Thank you, fans.
So you go have fun. We'll see you
All
later.
right, I'm taking this reel
Hey,
with me.
wait. No, come back. Oh, man. Well, he's got an MG12 for the boat. We'll just have to figure that one out. So thank you, guys. Have a great show. Let me see who else we got around here. Let's see. So, guys, we've actually, let's see what we got on timeline here. We've gone to the 30-minute mark. Let me see here. All right. Let's move on to some of the other things we got going on here. Oh, hello from the Philippines. Glad to see you. We got our Filipino brother, Jose Cinco, back there. So maybe we can get Jose on the show in a minute. We'll see. So he's back there doing his work, hustling and grinding. Got that guy on the phone. What's up, guy on the phone? Anyways, let's see here. Does Brent plan to use the iREEL in the Bass Pro Tour this year? That wasn't the feed is jumping up. So it all depends. Like it's crazy to think that there's so many different things that you could incorporate into this business, and it's just starting. I'd love to be able to tell you all kinds of different things that are happening with the iREEL, but of course, as we know, everybody else in the industry is trying to step up their game, and ICAST coming out with a reel. Unlike anything else in the industry right now, we are truly changing the game intelligently on how you fish and giving data analytics, and it is just going to keep going from there. I wish I could tell you so many things that we have planned. Uh-oh, Jose Cinco jumped in. Come on in, Jose.
Oh, what's up?
You know what? This is the perfect guy to break it down. We haven't had a chance to just sit down and truly talk about the iREEL because we wanted to get Skeet in here. We wanted to get James in here. We had Brent Chapman. Maybe we'll get lucky and see Cliff walk by. If not, who knows? But you know what? We have Jose Cinco. This is crazy. This is the AJ Cinco, 2 rods, 1 locker. Okay, we're going with it. Anyways, rocking it. Jose, you and I have been talking like crazy, walking around. We did ICAST on the water. Let me drop this question at it right here. Talk me through, let's break down the iREEL because we said we're going to go live and we're going to talk everything iREEL. So I'm going to catch my breath and get a drink of water. Take me through the dual chip iREEL real quick. And I'm getting, we got another guy we'll get on the show here in a minute, but go ahead.
So absolutely, this is the KastKing iREEL. The KastKing iREEL, this is the IFC version. So what is IFC? IFC stands for Intelligent Frequency Control. This one has 2 microprocessors inside of it. So one processor is in the front, giving your data analytics, like number of casts, casting distance, casting speed, and your retrieval speed. The other MCU chip, microprocessor, is in the braking system. So that's what makes ours different from anyone else's on the market. The other braking system that's on the market is a linear system, meaning that it only does one thing, one frequency, one duration, and that's it. Ours is intelligent. That microprocessor is scanning the spool up to 600 times per second, giving those readings, making those micro adjustments in milliseconds.
Now, this is a comment here that's really, I'd like to touch base on. Compared to the other smart reels on the market, I'd say it's fair.
So that's amazing because we are the first and the only smart reel on the market.
Correct.
So if there's others on the market, not saying on you, but as far as other markets and manufacturers, this is the only smart reel.
Right. So I know everybody kind of knows that there's another manufacturer that has a self-adjusting electronic braking system, but that's all it does. So we can't exactly call that a smart reel. It's smart for controlling the spool, but it gives no data analytics. It can't tell you how far you cast. It can't tell you retrieve patterns. It can't tell you line out post cast. So you cast out, you stop it, your lure is sinking, you want to feed more line out. It can give you that data on how much line's out. So that can be very on pitch, depth, lots of different things that can definitely come in there. There's all kinds of different data analytics on retrieves. There's tons more, and that's only the tip of the iceberg, and nobody else has that. The closest thing anybody else has is that one frequency of controlling braking speed or spool speed. That's the one thing that the competition, if there is any in this field, has. So realistically, we are in a standalone platform with the iREEL.
Absolutely. Doug asked, does the IFC have a noise? It does not. It makes a little bit of a digital whine, I'd say, wouldn't you say, AJ, when we're casting pretty hard? But I don't think it'd make a really audible noise. So nothing crazy.
I can tell you right now, if you watch a lot of the YouTube videos from some very popular bass anglers, some MLF anglers, there's a whole lot of noisy reels out there that are not computer chipped, that don't have auto mag braking systems. And this reel, I fished with it all day yesterday. You did as well.
So did I.
And I can't say that I heard any other noise that any other reel out there has really ever made. It's no louder than anything else already on the market, and it brings a whole lot more to the table. So that's amazing. Then, of course, we have the Axis Eye on the line,
absolutely.
line system. So that's killer.
The Axis eye line, so right here it's like 3 millimeters, okay? But it has 2 points of contact, the front and the back, and that alternates as it goes left to right. That Axis eye system, now, it's hard to really see, but when I open it up, you guys might have saw a switch, then it goes to 17.6 millimeters. And that's 6 times larger than your traditional line guide. So precision, less friction, everything is just amazing on it.
Okay, so like Doug asked, does it have an audible tone when casting? Now, that could be, does it make too much noise? Or are you asking, does it give you data? So let's touch on that. So it's very loud in here. We are not going to be able to probably broadcast it, but I had a big Bluetooth speaker set up, and I was walking around yesterday casting it, and this thing is screaming out the data to people, and people would stop and they were looking at like, what is going on? So if you have your earbuds in, there is, kind of think of Siri in your phone telling you responses. So when you cast, it tells you your distance, it tells you how fast. It's going to give you those analytics. It tells you your retrieve. So if you're retrieving in a pattern 2.1 miles an hour, boom, you get a strike. And then your buddy in the back of the boat has an iREEL, and he's burning it. He's going slow, and he's just not catching up, but you're hooking up. Now you can tell your buddy, hey, slow it down. But we all say that anyways. But now you can actually tell them, here's where to really slow it down and get it, and maybe get the top of those grass plates, get the bass coming out, and truly nailing that exact analysis. And that could be the difference in a game changing. So there is audible tones. It talks you through it. Earbuds, iWatch, app,
smart glasses. And
There's
you guys
so
got to
much.
also remember, sometimes when you catch a fish, I know I do. Sometimes when you catch a fish, your next couple casts, your adrenaline's kind of pumping, you're kind of shaking.
Hey, what did you
know
do
you're
right
on them,
there?
so you're just kind of.
What were you doing when you caught that? You know what I mean? You get that question and you're like, I wasn't paying attention, man. I'm sorry. Now you can actually look. You could actually see how fast you were going. So not to interrupt you, but it's exactly that same point. Like, I can't tell you how many times my co-angler catches one and I was like, man, he's caught 2 or 3 to my 1. What were you doing when you caught that fish? Now you can pinpoint what you were doing and then compare it to the last 3 catches.
And here's the way I kind of like to put it. People say you don't need that, you don't need this. I don't know. My father wrote down meticulous notes of when he was trying to find a pattern before either a tournament or a big outing or something, right? And I know a lot of anglers still around, even our age, even younger, that are still taking notes with their journals, where they were at, what they were using. Now, why not use that computer that's already in your pocket to get that same information?
Now, hold on. What if you forgot that computer?
So this will actually hold all that onto here, and it can connect and sync that data at a later time. But,
Okay.
you know, everyone that's going to say, well, I'll never have my phone out while I'm fishing. You're exactly right. You shouldn't have your phone out, and that's where your Apple Watch comes in. It'll kind of be hard to see.
Or other
But
smart
maybe-
watches,
or-
Android friendly too.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah, right here a little higher.
Oh
So
my gosh! But
yeah,
anyways,
yeah, there
that-
it is. There's some analytics right there.
there's
Uh-oh.
some. Oh,
He
there's
said
talking.
kind of see it. He thought it was called cereal.
So as you're reeling, you're getting real-time data actually from that app to your watch.
All right, let's see. Okay, right here. Boom. Love that comment right there. That's the nerdiest thing I've ever heard of, and I love it. Well, if you think about it, think about athletes and professionals in business. And realistically, if you are going to be a legitimate angler in this business, in this industry, whether it's a weekend tournament or you're going to the top, anytime you can crunch numbers, find weak points, put a scenario together, or just find, it's like in any kind of sales. You want to see the numbers. Let me see the numbers. Let me see the numbers. You can't see the numbers ever before. If you look into electronics, Garmin, Lowrance, Humminbird, they provide data and numbers. We now just joined that market alongside of them by giving data, numbers, and things like that. And who knows what the future is going to hold. We have a lot of things already in the pipe, in works for updating models and future models of the iREEL.
Absolutely. You know, the fact that we have all of this working full-time, free time, and it's just working flawlessly as our first generation really is a testimony to the technology that we're putting out to the consumer. It's mind-blowing the way the industry has accepted this technology. They knew it was coming. They didn't know who was going to do it, but they knew sooner or later it was going to come. And now it's just amazing.
Yes.
It's just amazing.
Looking at the comments here, sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good. But we've had, I don't know, I've done maybe 7 interviews today. How many videos did you do?
You lose track. I mean, overall, I've easily done 4 or 5. I think you've got me beat. I've been working different angles. It's crazy.
Yes. AJ and I have been working relentless at this show because of the hype and how much they are impressed with the technology that KastKing is bringing.
Now we have a guest right here that I'd love to have say hello.
We have a guest.
Before we bring him, actually, you know what? Informative fisherman.
Oh no, that's not.
I'm not informative fisherman. A famous fisherman. I'm over here thinking of freaking the West Coast. So famous fisherman. I'm sorry.
Daniel Fay, famous fisherman.
Come on over. Famous
Come on.
fisherman. I have a question to ask you. Ben out here wants to know: should he throw a chatterbait tonight?
Or a Ned rig?
Oh, here we go. The Ned rigs. So come on in and say hello. We're live.
Go ahead, take a seat.
You're live.
I'm surprised you don't have 2 fishing poles in your hands.
A chatterbait is always a good choice, except for the fact that you can only run 1 fishing rod.
Well,
But yes, a chatterbait's a good choice.
So now that I have you on real quick, and I won't tie you up because I know this was an impromptu, say hello. I'll give you a shout out to people too. If you guys aren't following him on like TikTok and Instagram, this dude is crazy in so many ways. He can actually fish with 2 rods and 2 reels at the same time. Like you said to me earlier, think about covering the water. Think about getting 2 angles at 2 different perspectives.
Cover twice as much water with a slow presentation.
How many fish did you catch last year? And this is fact.
3,022 bass. 99% of them were caught on live stream, verifiable by live stream viewers.
That is insane. I mean, so think about just opening your mind to new things. I mean, he's out here fishing with 2 reels. He's gone out with elite pros, and they're just blown away that he's even able to do it. It's crazy. Now, speaking of being blown away, you've seen some of the things here today that KastKing is doing. What are your first initial thoughts on the iREEL?
I really didn't think that. I knew it was coming out, and I thought it was going to be a Me Too for that other company. Can we say the other company? No.
We probably shouldn't.
No, we won't. I thought it was going to be a Me Too for that other company that has digital stuff in their braking system. But this is a leap past that company, and I guarantee it's got them on their heels, and they are very curious about what's going on here. And I'm amazed. I have an inventive type of mind, and I couldn't have even dreamt of anything like this. And it's like they came out with something that I didn't even know I needed. That's what's amazing.
So you're getting a lot of love in the comments. Everyone's like, hey, I know this guy. Hey, check him out. I just started following him last week. So before I turn you loose, it's really neat. Now, all the love and respect to the other companies here, all the other, the competition and the other reel manufacturers. No love, no harm, no foul. We respect you guys. We love you. We love to rub shoulders with you. So we definitely love the competition. But I got to say, we've definitely pulled a new hat out of the bag, and everybody else is watching. Now, before I turn you loose, famous fisherman, tell everybody how they can follow you, how they can watch you, and just who you are. Give a shout out to the people, because you've obviously got a lot of fans in here going, oh my gosh, check this guy out. I know this guy. So let the world know you.
Thank you. So Famous Fisherman on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, and it's spelled F-A-Y because my last name is Faye. So I put the Faye in Famous. And so follow me on famous_fisherman.
Awesome.
And that's how you can find me.
Well, thank you very much for jumping in. I appreciate
thank
you.
you.
I'm going to bring one more guest in, guys, before I wrap it up. We've been up and down with connectivity. So the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Al Norker. Al,
AJ, how you
welcome
doing?
to the show.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
that we don't have to be too loud. I'm hoping everybody can hear you good. Here's the mic. I'll bring it a little closer for you.
Gotcha.
Al is one of the most professional yet soft-spoken guys I've ever met. But this guy is captivating for all the knowledge that you have, everything you bring to the table. You're one of the best professionals that we've ever added to the team. I can tell you, you've been a game changer for this company. And of course, now you've brought a game changer to the table in the iREEL. And then of course, we have the Asage rods, MG12, Mega Juzzly. I mean, you've just outdone yourself over and over and over. The Skeet Reese reel. Now, take me through ICAST
Sure.
and what's on your mind today.
Well, first of all, this is number 39. Oh my God. Can you believe that?
I got 30 more to catch up with you.
This is 39 fishing shows because they haven't all been called ICAST. It was AFMA before that. But since I was a baby buyer way back in the days with Fred Meyer Stores back in 1983 as an assistant sporting goods buyer up till today, I've been around the fishing industry a long time. So it's kind of weird to talk to some of these people who feel like they've been around a long time, and it's 20 and 25 and even 30 years, and this is 39 for me. So next year, party time, 40 big ones at ICAST 2024. But it was very kind of the things that you said, but I cannot take credit for all this. The team at KastKing is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, we've put together a group of people that combined, I think it's like 140 years of experience in the fishing industry, and with the vision of Tate, which is really the mastermind behind the iREEL and so many of other reel technology that we've brought forward. And then we bring in incredible people like Skeet Reese and Brett Chapman and James Elam and all these guys.
Crochet, yep.
Cliff,
News
of course. Yeah, I can't forget Cliff, the Cajun baby. Woo. And that's really what's helping grow this company. Yes, the technology is great. And what most people still don't understand about KastKing is that we're not a marketing company. We're a true design, engineering, and technology company that has brought in people who are way smarter than me that can help design products that anglers will use every day. And that's what's making it grow.
Right. Absolutely. So, I mean, it's, you say a lot of things that you can't take credit for it. And obviously, no, it's not a one-man show. But you know what? We've got a solid team, an ever-evolving team. We definitely, every company will have ups and downs. One thing about KastKing is we learn, we sharpen our pencils, we get together, we game plan, and we get back in there and come back better and better and better. And it's always climbing. And you know what it takes? It also takes a good leader. And we've definitely found that in Al. So, Al, what are some of your takeaways from the show today with some of the products that we brought, and what is the industry buzzing about? Because there is quite a bit of buzz happening.
Yeah.
What have you heard so far?
Okay, so the folks out there are telling me a couple of things. That there's still some upheaval in the fishing industry right now. It seems like some companies are doing quite well. There's still some other companies that have been struggling a little bit post-COVID. There's some inventory issues out there and such.
Still fighting.
Yeah, but the fortunate part with KastKing is we've been on such a growth. We don't have inventory issues. We don't have any of those things we have to worry about. We can focus all of our attention on new product development and staying in stock. So one of the big changes that we've made over the last couple of years, and it's really been driven by the consumer, is that we started this as an e-commerce based company, and it's been grown from the beginning that way. But the consumer also wanted other options. They wanted to buy our products at their favorite retailers. So that's probably one of the biggest changes, and we've had some tremendous meetings today. Excuse me.
When you're talking all day, sometimes you got to take a break and cough or get a drink. We both did the same.
Yep. With some of the biggest retailers out there. And I had one today, and I'm really proud to say this, that they told me today that in the last 3 years, we are the only brand in their store that has had a consistent growth for 3 years, never a downtrend, even during those slumps, where they've experienced that from other much bigger brands than us. But KastKing has been on a consistent growth with them for 3 solid
Now,
years.
granted, that's also in the peak time of the COVID woes.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's a bit of a trophy all in itself. When
It's
a
a
lot of
huge
other
deal.
companies were suffering and having issues, the fact that we could work through that struggle, sharpen the pencils,
Yeah.
game plan, and keep this company thriving and getting products to help people also. That was the thing too, is we've tried to help through fishing, the love of fishing, the passion to keep people uplifted and getting out there and be happy and pass the time. When you had to social distance, you couldn't get in group gatherings. One thing you could do is save some money, pick up some great products from KastKing, and get out there and enjoy yourself fishing. I mean, that's awesome. So 3 years of growth, that's killer.
And I did ask him, I said, what do you attribute that to? Why do you think that we're the only brand that you have that hasn't had a dip, that we've grown every year with them? And he said, the first thing, it probably started, quite honestly, because of the value. You know, we offered price points that people hadn't seen before for that level of product. But he said what's really happened now and what's keeping it going is they've experienced it once or twice and they keep coming back because they had such great luck with the product. I mean, they tried it because of price, possibly, and because it was new. They come back to us because they had great performance, great experiences with the product. So they're just coming back over and over. In fact, the same guys, of course, you know, I'm a salesman too, right?
By nature.
Right? So I'm showing him all the new exciting things, and he said, stop selling me. You tell me what you want us to carry, do the setup sheets, and you're in. There couldn't be anything happier for a company like ours when they have so much confidence that they just want to know from us what they should carry, and they add it to the assortment. So, you know, that just makes my heart swell.
Right.
That's pretty
Absolutely.
important. That's pretty important.
There's a lot of trust there, especially. I mean, a major retailer just say, look, we're going to put all our trust in you with our sales.
Yeah.
And they can definitely benefit, or they can definitely feel the pinch of it because they've got to purchase all that inventory. And if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell, and that's their baggage.
Yeah.
For them to have that trust and to be able to leverage that and just honor your word, that's killer. Now, somebody else has a word here for you. I don't know if you recognize this guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Zhang, good to see you, Al. Nice to see you. We've had a lot of people checking in, giving you love, saying hello.
That's
so what else
great.
do we have here? Then of course right here, customer service. That's another thing in the business.
Absolutely.
So what are some of your takeaways? What are you most excited for? What are some of your babies here at the show? Obviously the iREEL getting a lot of love.
Sure.
The Sage rods, Kestrel.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's
You want
talk
me to
about
grab one for you?
iREEL. You can bring that over while I talk about this for
Yes,
sure.
sir.
But let me give you my real skinny about the iREEL. First of all, the technology is absolutely unbelievable, and having the first smart reel is really a tremendous opportunity to teach people about what that experience can really be and how they can make their fishing better by having digital Bluetooth technology improve that. But let me tell you, from an angling perspective, if this reel didn't have Bluetooth and it didn't talk to my phone and it didn't talk to my watch, or that it didn't come through on an audio level through my glasses, I would still use this reel. And here's why. The IFC braking system on this reel, and I know you've had other people explain the technology, but from a practical standpoint, the IFC braking system is simply the best I've ever used, to the point where one day I did a little test for our design engineers. I went out and I was throwing on a big rod with kind of medium line, a 20-pound braid, but it wasn't finesse braid by any means. And I was throwing a 1-ounce spinnerbait, and I was launching. I mean, nice long cast, but not trying to really push through it, but making a nice long cast. I did that 5 or 6 times, but here's the deal. Reeled that back in. I cut off that 1-ounce spinnerbait. Without changing the rod and without changing that 20-pound braid, I immediately tied on a 1/8 ounce Ned rig. Now, from a 1-ounce
to a 1/8.
spinnerbait to a 1/8 ounce Ned rig. Now, most of you have tried casting on any casting reel an 1/8 ounce bait. You probably get a little frustrated, right?
Easily.
The only thing I did on the reel is I simply adjusted tensioning just slightly to allow that 1/8 ounce bait to fall. And I immediately started making long, accurate casts with no overruns with an 1/8 ounce Ned rig. That was only possible because of the IFC braking. I didn't adjust braking adjustment. I only adjusted tensioning. And again, from a 1 ounce spinner bait to an 1/8 ounce Ned rig, this reel can do it all. So that's why, from a practical standpoint, even if I don't listen to it or watch what the information is coming back, I would just simply fish that reel. It's that good.
Now, that's awesome. Now, I have seen, this is a tough question and a very important question to answer. Person after person after person knows that it's electronic.
Yeah.
They know that there's some things in there. Water scares them. Electric scares them. Charging. People want to know what the warranty is. What kind of warranty can they look forward to with the iReels?
Okay. As with everything from KastKing, we're never going to walk away from a customer at all. Okay, so we have a pretty traditional 1-year warranty on these, but I can tell you that we haven't built this company in a short 10-year time span by walking away from anybody. So you trust us, we trust you, and we're going to take care of our customers when it comes to warranty issues.
And that's a pretty standard warranty in the industry.
Absolutely.
For 1 year. So just a lot
Even
of
on
your other,
electronic side.
yeah, definitely through a lot of other manufacturers out there honoring 1-year warranty. So to have a reel with this caliber to give you a worry-free 1-year guarantee, that's pretty awesome. Now, we're going to move on to another reel that's kind of been your baby here.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 reels, actually, and now a rod, so you can put it together as a package.
Yeah. So for the last, say year, people have been talking with us about bait finesse or spin finesse or something casting very small lures. And where we used to use it always on a spinning reel, you know, I love walleye fishing, and I like to fish a lot of light line finesse techniques, small jig and plastic, small jig and worm, Ned rigs even, a lot of small baits where I used to always use spinning reels. Well, there's a lot of advantages when I can throw a casting reel, but I could never really comfortably do that with, say, a 1/8, 1/16, or 1/32 ounce bait, which is why when we introduced the Kestrel BFS reel, which is, again, the lightest bait caster in the world at 4.4 ounces. And I can cast 1/16 or 32nd ounce baits on a casting reel now instead of a spinning. It really got people's attention. I have personally found myself going to the casting version almost all the time because I just love the accuracy, the control that I have over a casting reel, and of course with a 1/4 ounce. But what I was missing was the right rod. Okay. I mean, we had rods that you could use it with, smaller, shorter, lighter, finesse type rods, but nothing at this level.
And the fans have been begging for it.
They've been begging for it. Absolutely. So just at the show, we have just now launched the new Kestrel. I don't know if we can see this, might not focus quite right. There you go. The new Kestrel, both spinning and casting versions. There's 8 rods in the series. Let me tell you a little bit about this because it's pretty cool technology. Basically, I took the same technology we're putting in our big bass rods, the Asagi series, a new high-pressure rolling process in the blank, nano resins, to create a rod that is extremely light, powerful, sensitive, and package that in a small rod that is really built feather light, ultralight, and light action. But now we also do this in 2- and 3-piece designs where this rod literally fishes like a 1-piece rod but packs like a pack rod. And I think a ton of people are going to love this, whether you're trout fishing in small streams and lakes or bass fishing on a bigger pond, crappie fishing. I'm using it for walleye. In fact, last weekend, I have a picture. I can't put it up here right now, but 7-pound, 10-ounce cutthroat that I caught in Colorado on this exact setup right here. It will handle virtually anything you're doing, but just be more fun using it. So if you like fishing ultralight feather light, but doing it on a casting reel, you really got to check out the new Kestrel rods and pair it up with the Kestrel Elite baitcaster or the Kestrel spinning, depending on what you want to do. There's a rod here for everybody. There's, like I said, 8 in the series, 3 casting, 5 spinning, and all with really cool designs. I mean, check out this new handle. Very cool, all carbon components in the fighting butt, carbon foregrip, all American Tackle reel seats and American Tackle guide sets. So highest quality components. And guess what? This rod is $89. $89 for the rod, and it comes in 2 or 3 piece versions. It's one of my favorites, so I hope you enjoy it. I think you're gonna love it.
We've got people commenting in here. Just got his casting rod 2 days ago in the Kestrel. Absolutely loves it.
6.9.
Now, a funny thing I did see come up on the screen. Now you've got homework.
Yeah.
You've been assigned
Okay.
homework from the fans.
Okay.
They were curious with the iREEL.
Yeah.
It gives an audible voice, kind of like Siri, telling you
Yeah.
you're casting this, things like that.
Right.
People were asking, can you change the voice on that?
Not yet.
But
Not
here's
yet.
your homework.
Yeah.
They want to be able to see the voice change, like you said, not yet.
Yeah.
But people were also asking, can we get Al Norker's voice?
Oh my God.
As a voice, as an option. So
That
Al,
could
you
be
may
really
have to hit the
annoying.
recording studio.
Oh, that could be really annoying all day listening to me talk to you about casting. I don't know.
I
Sure.
think people looking at sweet, subtle sounds with Al Norker.
I've definitely heard people say, I want to have Skeet Reese talking to me, or even better, the Cajun baby Cliff Crochet talking to me.
Now, that would be awesome.
That would be pretty awesome, right? But in the future versions, we're definitely going to have voice options, much like you can pick on your iPhone or something like that. That'll be coming. For right now, it is just one voice, but she's kind of sweet.
Yes, she is. And that's
She's not
what's
bad.
crazy is think about it. These are options that, yes, they're fun, they're crazy, but nobody else has them.
Right.
So you do have professional grade options, real world analytics that can actually step up your game of fishing. But then there's so many fun things
Yeah.
to just make it fun. Like I was saying, like, I don't know if you actually heard this, and this is a true story. Me and James talked about it earlier. Yesterday, we were out there. James Elam is casting, and he's out there playing and having fun. And he's an elite pro. I mean, he's a stick. You know he's a stick.
Yep.
I mean, he's where he is for
Serious
a reason.
stick, yeah.
Some young lady walks up with the same reel, and it turned into a competition between the two
Really?
of casting distance and speed, which was really neat. So for all we know, she had very minimal knowledge of casting, or she's just an average angler.
Right.
Whether it's male, female, now you can take this angler, no matter sex or degree, can get in there and start performing with this reel
Yeah.
with some of the top level guys, which
Yeah.
is pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
That's
A similar story.
That's
I love
awesome.
that story. Similar. I was on the water on Lake Toho Monday with some riders, and we had saltwater riders, we had freshwater riders, we had all kinds of different things going on. One of the riders I was with is mostly a saltwater rider, so he's using spinning reels most of the time. Actually, he was a little intimidated by casting reels.
understandable.
Okay.
A lot of people are.
He picked up the iREEL, immediately bombing casts, had no issue with that. We then gave him another rod that happened to be sitting on the guide's boat, and I watched him. He made that first cast, same motion, everything that he just had huge success with on the iREEL. Bombed one out there, poof! That reel exploded on him,
Oh,
and I went,
you got a little
"There's the
cocky.
difference
Yeah.
between the iREEL and other things that are out there." And he said, "That's unbelievable," because he was intimidated by casting reels, but loved the iREEL and got totally fluffed by a non-iREEL version from somebody else.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, Al, we've been on the air for about an hour now. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We keep going up and down with bandwidth. So, guys, thank you for sticking with it,
Yeah.
with the show. You know, we've got the we're hoping that we get, you know, we've got the award ceremony tonight. We're
Yeah.
hoping to see some prizes come
Cross
down
your
the trickle.
fingers.
We got our fingers crossed. Maybe we'll walk away with the best of show. No matter what happens, how it works, it cannot be denied. We have the most intelligent reel. Oh, Cliff Crochet. Maybe Cliff will come by and say hello. So
Yeah.
he's coming over. Maybe we get a Cliff Crochet moment before I let you guys go.
Oh, you definitely got to have a
Everybody
Cliff
loves Cliff. Cliff, you got
Before-
1 minute to say hi? Oh, he's got a couple minutes.
Attaboy.
We're going to get
Attaboy.
blessed with Cliff real quick. Cliff, I don't want to take it too much time.
While he's getting ready here, guys, I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, and everybody here at KastKing, you guys have made this company grow faster than anybody else out there. And I appreciate it so much. Thanks for having confidence and faith in what we're trying to build here. We won't let you down. I promise you that. There isn't a moment in the day that goes by that we don't do everything possible to make our products better for you, our fans, our anglers out there. And I'm going to turn it over now to AJ and my best buddy here, Cajun Baby, Cliff Crochet.
Yeah, so life is good. AJ, you coming on? I get the whole show.
Oh, you got the
You
whole
coming
show?
on? I got the whole
All
show.
right, this
All
is
right.
the Cliff Crochet Takeover.
Welcome to Takeover by Cliff Crochet. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Whatever you want to talk about. You know, I thought you were taking over, man. Your future's
Go
looking
grab
so
that
bright.
one over there.
Which one?
On the-
Oh, I know which one.
Yeah.
I know which one. It's still a relevant
my favorite.
showstopper to today.
My favorite. How you doing today?
Now, what's funny is these gentlemen right behind us were actually here earlier today. They came back. They loved the deadbolt. You like that one? Yeah. Yeah. We've got fans over here who came back. It's so funny that Cliff's here. You guys loved the deadbolt. You come back. I told you Cliff was going to make it around. So, oh, they're bringing more fans. Bringing more fans.
Hey, so here's a cool thing about the deadbolt. People love it. Frogging, flipping. Anything with 15-pound line or bigger, chatterbait, cranking. You lock it down anyway. The cool thing about it is how KastKing built it. Brought the idea to Al, got it going real quick, had it on another reel, prototype, just to make sure we liked it, it worked. And not long after, the deadbolt was in our hands. So, like the iREEL was built from the ground up, you know, different. The second year in a row, we bring a different reel
Now,
to market and doing totally different things.
now that is one thing to talk about. Like, so this was your brainchild. I mean, obviously you fish in the MLF with guys like Skeet, you know, Brent, James, and those are the names that I'll drop because they're on the team with us. But you know what's funny is there's a whole lot of your peers in the MLF that have walked over and peeked at this. And I'm not gonna bust anybody out, but you got a whole lot of your peers who show a lot of interest, and I won't say much more than that, in that reel. Now, is he crazy, or did they see the need and why you did it?
They see the need just to build a perfect tool for the situation. It was not only fishermen. It's what I like about ICAST. It's how I think you know you got a good product.
Oh yeah.
When you see other companies come in and check your stuff, and some of them, the cool thing is some of them are cool about it. They'll come in like shake your hand. Like everybody knows everybody in the
Have
industry.
a real talk about it.
Have a real talk about it. You know who they work for. They're wearing a badge. It's cool. You know, you compare notes. It's all good. Then you got the other people that come in, take their badges off, put tape over
Oh
it.
yeah. They turn it around when it's not double-sided.
We've seen them both today. So that's what I like about our cast, especially with KastKing. 2 years in a row, we've had new products out. We got people checking it out.
And all day long, we've had that. We've had multiple other companies coming in, taking pictures, getting their hands on it, wanting to see what's going on. I tell you what, we love the camaraderie with all the other brands and stuff out there. But at the end of the day, it's still business. And you know what? They're definitely taking a look at what we're doing. And everybody in this building would be a fool not to look at what each other's doing. But they're definitely looking at some of the things KastKing's doing. And what's funny is I like with the anglers, going back to anglers, not just companies, but when other anglers that are signed under contracts, they walk over and they walk up and they see that deadbolt and they stop and they just go like this. They make eye contact and they tap the reel and they go.
I like it. It is a winch.
Yeah.
It's a 4-wheel drive Lamborghini.
Oh man, he said it, the 4-wheel drive Lamborghini with the worn winch on the front with ill will and discontent.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Cliff, thank you, brother.
Life is good.
He's out. Life is good, baby. Guys, thank you for joining the show. We've had a bit of a long show tonight. I appreciate you guys sticking with me, ups and downs. We've had crazy bandwidth problems. That's the joy of going live from such a large building. I mean, it's like a vault in here. Thousands of people walking around, sucking up all the internet. But guys, thanks for sticking with me. My name's AJ Gore. I'm live every Tuesday night on Facebook and YouTube via KastKing. You guys can definitely check it out. Make sure you follow us on TikTok under KastKing USA, as well as KastKing USA on Instagram. We also have a sister page for KastKing Community. You guys definitely check that one out. And then, of course, if you're watching right now via Facebook or YouTube, you already know where to go for the most latest and greatest innovative, and of course, changing the way you fish intelligently with the new iREEL from KastKing, guys. I'll see you guys next week when I go live. And you know what? We got some new saltwater things to show you next week, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next week.